Good morning and a warm welcome to your show, Sunny Mornings in San Diego. I'm your host, Melissa, and it's Friday, March 20th. You'll be interested to know. 206 years ago, today in 1820, Susan B. Anthony was born into a Quaker family in Adams, New York, growing into a tireless advocate for women's voting rights and social reform. Her lifelong leadership helped build a nationwide women's suffrage movement, laying organizational and legal foundations that propelled later successes. So now you know. And now, it's time for the Surf Report. Friday at Tourmaline. This morning, it's looking clean with waves at 2 feet. Conditions will shift to fair by 10 a.m. as the wind picks up to onshore at 4 miles per hour. By noon, expect choppy waves as the wind increases to 7 miles per hour. Waves may reach 2+ feet later in the afternoon with continued onshore winds. Best time to ride is at 7 a.m. with the 2-foot incoming mid-tide when the south-southwest swell is 1.5 feet at 13 seconds, and the sideshore wind is 2 miles per hour. The first high tide on Friday will be 4.5 feet at 10:45 a.m., followed by a 1/2 foot low tide at 4:30. The nearshore buoy at Mission Bay West reads 67 degrees for the water temperature. Saturday brings fair conditions with waves around 2 to 3 feet, but choppy conditions develop later as winds shift onshore. Sunday sees a steady increase in swell, reaching 3+ feet with cleaner faces throughout the day, making it the standout session. Monday holds similar size at 2 to 3 feet, with fair conditions prevailing, though it lacks the consistency of Sunday. This morning, it's mostly sunny, and it feels like 65 degrees with no wind. The sunset will take place at 7:02, and it will rise again tomorrow at 6:52. It looks like we're in for a sunny day with a high near 85 and a light northwest breeze around 8 miles per hour. If you're inland, it will hit a high of 87. Tonight, expect mostly clear skies with a low around 61 and calm winds around 4 miles per hour. Looking ahead in the weather. Saturday will be mostly sunny with a high near 81 and northwest winds around 10 miles per hour. Sunday through Tuesday remain pleasant with highs in the high 70s and nights steady near 59. Bonjour, food enthusiasts. This podcast is brought to you by Versailles Cafe and Pastries in Encinitas. Nestled on El Camino Real South, just north of Encinitas Boulevard, this cafe is a haven for culinary delights. Indulge in their amazing Eggs Benedict or their gluten-free crepes. You can grab a panini for lunch or just breeze on through to get your morning coffee. They are open every day from 8 to 5. So stop on by and don't forget to tell them Sunny Morning sent you. In local news, the U.S. Navy's amphibious assault ship USS Boxer left San Diego this week to join overseas operations amid rising tensions in the Middle East. Ship watchers spotted USS Boxer departing on Wednesday, March 16th, as part of a deployment that was reported ahead of schedule. The ship serves as the flagship of the Boxer Amphibious Ready Group, which includes USS Comstock and USS Portland, both also stationed in San Diego. Military officials stated that the Boxer Amphibious Ready Group and the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit are conducting routine operations in the U.S. Third Fleet area. This deployment follows the decision to delay the decommissioning of the USS Nimitz, previously scheduled for May. Now on to sports. We have our first big upset of the 2026 NCAA tournament. Number 12 seed High Point shocked number 5 Wisconsin with 15 three-pointers and 13 offensive rebounds. High Point entered the tournament as the third most likely underdog to advance to the second round, and they did. Now they face number 4 Arkansas with a 30.8% chance of another upset. High Point's previous success came from their rebounding and shooting ability, which could exploit Arkansas. In local sports, the Padres cruised past the White Sox 13-6 last night in Peoria. Gavin homered and drove in 2. Fernando Tatis Jr. added a pair of RBIs, and the bats look sharp. Tonight, San Diego heads to Camelback Ranch to face the Dodgers in a spring split squad. Yoshinobu Yamamoto starts for LA. On the ice, the Gulls are home tonight at Pechanga Arena against the Bakersfield Condors at 7. San Diego went 1-1 in Colorado, a 6-5 shootout win Tuesday, then a 5-1 loss Wednesday, and now returns for a key Pacific Division matchup. Justin Daly has 3 goals against his former team this season. Sasha Pastujov leads the way with 16 goals and 45 points, tying his AHL career best. Out at Snapdragon, SDSU football opened spring practice this week with Callan Ellis sidelined by shoulder surgery, and just one returning starter on the offensive line as the Aztecs gear up for their first Pac-12 season. In top news, you might soon be able to watch Apple TV in your car. When it is safely parked, obviously. Code references in the latest version of iOS to a surprising new feature in CarPlay, the ability to play movies and television shows in your car. The first string reads, "When you are not driving, open Apple TV on iPhone and review the privacy information." The second states, "When you are not driving, sign in to Apple TV on iPhone." This discovery hints that progress is finally being made in integrating this feature. In business news, the United States military's request for $200 billion in additional funding for the Iran war faced significant opposition in Congress on Thursday. Both Democrats and some Republicans questioned the necessity of this funding after substantial defense appropriations last year. A U.S. official confirmed that the Department of Defense has asked the White House to approve this request. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth stated, "It takes money to kill bad guys," emphasizing the importance of funding. Lawmakers have expressed concerns about the escalating costs of the conflict, which has already exceeded $11 billion in its first 6 days. Opinion polls indicate that only 1 in 4 Americans supports the war. In crypto movement, Bitcoin is down 3.5% for the week to about $70,000. Ethereum is down 1% to just over $2,000. And XRP is unchanged at $1.45. Moving on to a more local vibe. In our community spotlight on health and wellness, we are working with a national Pilates studio to bring you some free classes, so listen up. Check out Club Pilates, with several locations in the San Diego area. Pilates presents a comprehensive wellness approach, cultivating strength, reducing tension, and elevating mental well-being. Scientific research affirms its benefits. So now you can check out Club Pilates for a free class, with locations in Encinitas, Solana Beach, Oceanside, La Jolla, and more. Just be sure to tell them Sunny Morning sent you by. And now, back to the show. Let's talk science. 43 years ago, scientists dropped gophers onto a volcano, and today, they are tiny heroes. What began as a bold experiment has proved to be a significant ecological intervention. Following the eruption of Mount St. Helens in May of 1980, scientists released gophers to stimulate beneficial bacteria and fungi. This action helped create a microbial community that improved nutrient retention for plant life. 6 years after the gopher introduction, the area flourished with 40,000 plants, while untouched plots remained barren. Now, decades later, mycorrhizal fungi continue to support thriving vegetation. This highlights the vital interdependence of nature. And in entertainment news, Spider-Man Brand New Day is already web-slinging its way to history. The Sony Pictures trailer, released on Wednesday morning, has become the biggest trailer of all time with $718.6 million views in 24 hours. The Spidey trailer broke the previous record held by Deadpool and Wolverine, which had $365 million views. In just 8 hours, the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer had $373 million views, breaking the record by Deadpool 3. Spider-Man Brand New Day hits theaters on July 31st. Well, alrighty folks, it's time for the quote of the day. And today, our quote comes from the American suffragist and women's rights advocate, Susan B. Anthony. And she said, "Failure is impossible when we stand united for justice and equality in the face of adversity." And that's a wrap for this morning. You can check out our Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for some captivating aerial videos with local news and the surf reports. Have an amazing day, my good friends. We'll see you tomorrow with another episode of Sunny Mornings in San Diego.